Very good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to the second day of 7th International Youth Symposium's Valedictory session. Before proceeding towards the main session, let us proceed with the anthem of our prestigious Gujarat University, an institute which has given excellence in education to our society since its establishment in 1949. Few of the university's alumni include our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi Sir, Srimati Mallika Sarabhai, Kuchipudi and Bharatnatyam dancer, Mr. Ashish Nandej, political psychologist and social theorist, Mr. Pankaj Patel, CEO of Cadila. We would like to present Anthem of the University. Can we have the anthem on the screen, please?
बुद्धियुतो जहातिह उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद्योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम। भगवद गीता के द्वितीय अध्याय से यह श्लोकांश योगः कर्मसु कौशलम गुजरात विश्वविद्यालय का सिद्धांत सूत्र एवं ध्येय मंत्र है। इस संगोष्ठी में भी स्वच्छता संबंधी जो कर्मयोग हुआ है उसके फलस्वरूप बेहतर समाज की ओर कई कदम हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, ऐसी हम सब की भावना है। गुजरात विश्वविद्यालय का गीत प्रस्तुत होगा। हम सब
वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन। गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी अपनी, गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी अपनी विद्या तणु तपोवन। वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन। राष्ट्र चेतना कला साधना खेल भावना विकसे, विश्व मानवी बनी गुजराती विश्व सकल माविल से। स्नेह संप सहकारनी साथे देती तू सन्मति, सौना साथ ने संगाथे सौ सिद्ध करे उन्नति। प्रेम बंधुता समानताना पल पल प्रसरे स्पंदन। वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन, वंदन अभिनंदन।
Thank you so much for presenting the anthem, and I'm privileged to be a part of Gujarat University. So as per our ritual, let's move ahead with the prayer. Can we have the prayer on the screen, please? ITT.
शत्रुबुद्धि विनाशाय
Thank you very much. All right, now we are good to go with the blessing. Now we would like to present the glimpses of our very own Department of Public Policy and Governance. Can we have the video on the screen, please?
योग कर्मसु कौशलम्
meaning integrating skill in action. This is the motto of the glory of Gujarat, that is, the Gujarat University. Taken from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this motto truly amplifies the soul of the university. Shining like the crown of the vibrant state of Gujarat, Gujarat University has been following the path of excellence throughout its glorious journey in providing the best quality higher education.
All right. We are students of this department and institute, which has given the good exposure to young minds and also respecting the diversified culture as well. And yeah, let's move ahead. To improve the golden moment of the opportunity to catch the good that is in our reach and is the great art of life. As we come closer to the end of our 7th International Youth Symposium 2022, Aishwi Soni, along with my co-host Mohit Arya, student of Department of Public Policy and Governance, taking this opportunity of welcoming on the behalf of our institute to all the present galaxy of the intellectuals, scholars, invited guests, professors, students, and ladies and gentlemen from all across the Gujarat, India, and across the globe who have been able to join on this glorious day to our valedictory session. Moving ahead, today's session is graced by the presence of wonderful guests. Today we have with us guest of honor, Dr. Mohammad Jahu sir, Professor of Accounting and Banking in the Department of Finance and University of Chittagong and Director at IBBI, Bangladesh. Next, we have guest of honor Dr. L. Jibon Kumar Sharma, Professor and Director at Manipur Institute of Management Studies and Coordinator of International Relations at Manipur University, India. Next, we have the guest of honor, Dr. Vinay Sharma, sir, Professor, Department of Management Studies, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, India, and Dr. Neelam Panchal, ma'am, Associate Professor at BK School of Professional and Management Studies, and head of the Department of Public Policy and Governance and conveyor of INYS. Dr. Neelam Panchal is an associate professor at BK School of Professional and Management Studies and in charge of the Department of Public Policy and Governance, Gujarat University. During the courses of her career, she has completed the Faculty Development Program in Management from the prestigious Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and Specialized Program and Management Teachers Program and FTPS at IIM Calcutta, IIM Bangalore, IIM Indore, IIM Noida, Gurgaon, to name a few. Dr. Panchal is the chairman of Indian Society for Training and Development. Dr. Neelam has worked as a full-time faculty at Institute of Management, Nirma University. She has completed teaching assignments with the Management Development Institute, Murshidabad, Calcutta, Manipur University, Knowledge Consortium of Gujarat, Narmada College Campus, Bharuch, GNFC, Bharuch, UGC HRDC, Hyderabad, Indus University, Parva University, Mata Vaishno Devi University, to name a few. She has conducted employee development, management development, faculty development, and women development programs for the executive and middle level manager of different organizations like Polar India, GNFC, TI Industries, Classic Hotels, Hindal Industries, Babina Diagnostics, Asian Paints Limited, and Cadillac, to name a few. She has published more than 120 research articles and more than 20 books. She has developed the courses material and cases for the post-graduation courses of Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, Government of India. She has developed 5 massive open online courses and more than 130 e-content modules on various subjects of management, which is part of Swayam Prabha, DTH channel, and devoted to telecasting of high-quality educational program. She has been the conveyor of the Youth Symposium every year since 2016 at international level in the Gujarat University. I appeal to Dr. Neelam Panchal, ma'am, to promote the welcome address to our esteemed guest. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaskar. Very good afternoon to one and all present over here. Respected Dr. Vinay Sharma, Professor, Department of Management Studies, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, India. I welcome Dr. Mohammed Zahoor sir, Professor of Accounting and Banking in the Department of Finance, University of Chittagong, Director IBBI, Bangladesh. I also welcome Dr. L. Jibon Kumar Sharma, Professor and Director, Manipur Institute of Management Studies and a Coordinator of International Relations, Manipur University, India. I welcome here Professor Dr. Himanshu Pandya, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University and the Chief Patron of the Symposium, Professor Jagdish Bhavsar, Pro Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University and the Patron of the Symposium, the Registrar of the University, and Dr. Pratik Kanchan, the Director, PK School of Professional and Management Studies and a Chairman of the International Youth Symposium. Learned faculty members of not only Gujarat University, not only from the state, nation, but also across the globe. Distinguished invitees from different parts of the country, delegates from the foreign countries and India, learned professor and students across the globe, and all the people who have directly or indirectly joined over in this program. I welcome you all in this valedictory function of the 7th International Youth Symposium 2022. Friends, BK School of Professional and Management Studies has been organizing this symposium since series in 2016. And today we all are assembled over here to have a valedictory function of this 7th symposium. I feel very happy and with a great pleasure. I would like to say a few lines about the youth symposium. In fact, we all know that India is having a population of more than 65% youth, and we all know that future is of youth. India's future is youth, and when they are not concerned and they are not worried about the development of our nation as well as across the globe, how we will go ahead. Keeping that idea in the mind, the achievement of sustainable development goals is very, very important. We all know that United Nations 17 sustainable development goals are such goals. To achieve them 100%, we all need to put a lot of efforts. Either it is an individual, or it is a government, or it is a decision makers, or it is a policy makers, or it is a business professional, or NGOs, or anyone for that matter. I feel that everyone should join this journey, and everyone has to individually put their small contributions, small contributions, with the help of which we all together would be able to achieve this goal. So this symposium basically is an effort to put a contribution in line with the same goal, which we can achieve not in 2030, but I believe very, very soon. We all know that in this COVID times, when there is a lot of certainty, a lot of uncertainty we have faced, and the issues that we have faced. Right now, also, when we are talking about the pandemic times and the things going on, we all know that there are so many challenges that we are facing. This 2 day symposium was an effort to try to collect the thoughts of the youth, to try to have contributions from professionals, from government agencies, from policymakers, and even from the students across the globe. And what has been done is, in these 2 days, we had, first of all, following the inauguration function, we had a plenary speakers who focus upon different areas in which we should focus upon for the sustainable development goals. Followed by that, we have a contribution from the different contributors across the globe with regards to the paper presentation. So more than 100 ideas were presented by the students, scholars, academicians, and professionals across the globe. After that, we had a cultural evening also. The students did it on a blended mode, and then we played it online. So basically, it was a cultural evening whereby we felt that everyone should get a relaxation. On the other hand, in the morning itself today, we had a discussion on 17 sustainable development goals. So professionals who are really involved in the work of these all goals, specifically, we have tried to identify those those professionals. So according to goal, we try to identify who are best and who are really working for the achievement of that goal. and we had a round table discussion of 17 sustainable development goals. And we have tried to gather the ideas which we feel that if we jointly try to put it on a paper and if we can suggest some of them to the policy makers, it would definitely lead to little contribution on the part of the Department of Public Policy and Governance, BK School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University. Basically, the theme this time was achieving sustainable development goals through the business and policy intervention. And we have tried to see that taking an advantage of the situation of being virtual, we have tried to connect with a lot of speakers from the globe, and it has really turned out to be a very wonderful way out. So I, on behalf of everyone, would, on behalf of the IMYS team, with the sincere support from the University Authority, members of the BK School, and the dedicated team of the volunteers, we all welcome you in this valedictory session. Thank you so much once again. Over to you, Yashvi.
Thank you, ma'am, for the warm welcome and putting forward a brief summary of 7th International Youth Symposium. Now, the most awaited time is here to listen to our honorable guests. I would like to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Mohammad Jahoor. Dr. Mohammad Saleh Jahoor is an independent director of the IBBI Bank. He is a professor of accounting and banking in the Department of Finance, University of Chittagong. He started his career as lecturer in the Department of Finance in 1993. Before joining the university, he worked at MIDAS, an NGO, now a financial institution, and Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation, an autonomous government organization, as executive. He also completed Bangladesh Civil Services successfully but did not join. Dr. Jahoor completed all academic programs, SSC, HSC, BCom honors in accounting, and MCom in accounting with outstanding results. He did his PhD on lease financing in Bangladesh Study of Policy and Performance under the joint supervision of Professor Dr. S.P. Singh and Professor Dr. Manoj Anand in University Business School, Punjab, India, under ICCR Scholarship of Government of India in 2000-2002. He did a diploma on financial reporting standards and assurance under the World Bank Scholarship at London, United Kingdom in 2008. He also studied on green productivity for industry under the scholarship of METI Japan in 2013. He also worked in a chartered accountancy firm for 5 months. He is a continuous researcher working in the area of corporate finance, stock market, and industrial productivity for many years. He has a good number of articles published at home and abroad. He also participated in many seminars and conferences as paper presenter, discussant, and session chair at home and abroad. Besides, 11 students got awarded with MPhil and PhD under his supervision from the University of Chittagong, and about 14 students are pursuing MPhil and PhD at universities in Bangladesh and Malaysia under his supervision and joint supervision at present. Dr. Jahoor successfully implemented the projects titled Grameen Bank and Socio-Economic Changes, a study of select loans, and Higher Education Quality Enhancement Project, awarded by German Cultural Center Goethe Institute, Dhaka, and University Grants Commission, World Bank, and Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, respectively. Besides, he worked as editor of Capital Market Journal, Vision, and Academic Journal of Faculty of Business Administration of University of Chittagong. Professor Jahoor served as an advisor to Chittagong Capital Limited, a brokerage of Chittagong Stock Exchange, Bangladesh, and GPH Ispat Limited for 3 years from 2009 to 2012. He worked as an independent director of GPH Ispat Limited for 2 terms, a total of 6 years, that is from 2012 to 2018. He has also been working as an independent director of Haqqani Pulp and Paper Mills Limited since September 2017. He is a member of Chittagong Club Limited, Chittagong, and life member at Mao Shishu Hospital Limited, Chittagong, and Chittagong Diabetics Association. Kulshi, Chittagong. Professor Jahoor has visited many countries and participated in many international seminars, symposiums, and conferences. We very warm welcome, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much for being introduced so nicely before this August gathering. Uh, The respected Dr. Nilam Pansal, the convener and head of the Institute Department of Public Policy and Governance, and the convener of this 7th International Youth Symposium. The title is Achieving Sustainable Development Goal through Business, through Policy and Business Intervention. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Honorable Distinguished Guest of Honor, Speakers, Distinguished Research Faculties, Distinguished Researchers, Teachers, students, reporters, and the scholars from home and abroad. Very good afternoon, and I am placing my heartfelt thanks and get gratefulness to all of you for being invited and to join as a participant in this very good and contributory program indeed, for not only for India but also for Bangladesh. So I, on behalf of my University of Chittagong, particularly Department of Finance, is placing again thanks before Dr. Nilam Pansal for inviting me and for sounding my university and department's name before this August gathering. So let us share, first of all, with all of you over the title. The paper presenters, the contributors, the way they presented, the table talk you made, and the poster presentation you made, and the inference you drew or you have drawn are expected to be most contributory to the sustainable development goals, not only of Gujarat or India, but also of the country, including Bangladesh too. So let us join hands for these contributors. For these contributors, we're expecting more contribution in the days to come, and also contribution to the convener and the related members who had done a lot for making this program more successful and contributing to the process of making policies, programs, not only of the government, but also of the business too. So as we know very much that the world is now trying its level best to accomplish the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, just addressing 169 specific targets. And we everybody know, including Bangladesh and India and other countries, they are to place their progress report, how much they are able to accomplish and how much they'll be able to achieve by 2030. And this is the case of the whole world. So Bangladesh is not an exception to that. And in this process, this kind of youth symposium would definitely benefit the country and everyone in the country and across the world too. The very main objective of this program, as we know, to end poverty, to reduce inequality, to tackle climate change. It means that the whole world wants to accomplish the sustainable peace, sustainable standard, sustainable livings on earth. As we know that there are 17 goals. All the goals are relating to five P's. That is people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. So in this case, there is a transformation. There is a transformation, and in this case, government, civil society, science, and business, all these stakeholders have many things to do to accomplish the sustainable development goals. And to operationalize this SDGs and to accomplish these very goals, that there are six kind of transformation: education, gender and inequality first, health, well-being and demography, third, energy, decarbonization and sustainable industry, and sustainable food, land, water and oceans, sustainable cities and communities, and digital revolution for sustainable development goal. Each transformation identifies priority investment and regulatory challenges, calling for actions by well-defined parts of the government working in business and the civil society too. And as we know, this program is basically emphasizing on the intervention of business in the process of accomplishing sustainable development goal. And the business has many things to do. And I could Business Development Commission 2017, I could business really needs the global goals. They offer a compelling growth strategy for individual business, for business generally, and for the world economy. Unquote. Business school, we are working together, and this business school has many things to do. Business school can intervene, can come out with the policies, and in this case, there is a SDG for quality of education, and in this business school can uh, can intervene, developing skills in the students who are going to be contributed to accomplish sustainable goals in the future. And there is an intervention in the teaching methodology. There is an intervention in the classroom too. So we can come out with the different kinds of program for making students ready who are going to contribute in the next to come. So therefore, business school has many things to do. And now I'm just sharing what business is doing. COVID-19, as we know, has caused a serious damage to the supply chain of the world. And the business sector, being an important sector of the world, being an important sector of the economy, which is facing really many challenges. Number one challenges, for example, water crisis. According to the 39.80% of the sample respondent, that I'm quoting from a research, failure of climate change, mitigation and adaptation, extreme weather events, food crisis, profound social instability, etc. So these are the challenges are really causing a serious damage, are putting the business under severe risk. Therefore, the business across the world are giving top priority to the three SDGs: SDG 13, climate action; SDG 3, good health; SDG 10, reduce inequality. And according to World UN report, 82 out of 100 blue chip companies demonstrated its commitment to SDGs, both explicit and implicit statement. And the corporate firms across world are just committed, are just declaring their commitment to SDGs, recognizing the need for business to operate in a stable economy, and the risks that are rising from inequality, poverty, climate, and water are really threat to the business model too. And at the same time, COVID-19 has caused a serious damage to the supply chain. Now, the business across the world, business across the world being an important stakeholders of the economy, are just trying to intervene, developing different business model that considers the impact of climate and other changes in the society too. And we now people are talking about the fourth industrial revolution. And this fourth industrial revolution is also contributing to challenge, to tackle the environment challenges too. As we know, technologies of fourth industrial revolution, that is artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, are repeatedly becoming mainstream. These are enabling transformation of entire system and network. And this widespread change can be seen across the world, across companies, across industries, across countries too. These are the paradigm shift are expected to tackle the environmental unexpected change that is to come. So therefore, what I'm trying to share with you, the Bangladesh is now spending 2% of GDP on education for ensuring quality education. And the Bangladesh Bank has come out with the green finance for financing industrial projects. That is, those machineries and equipments which are very favorable to the environment are expected, are motivated to be imported and installed, so that that can cause a minimum change in the environment too. That is, they become environment friendly. On the other hand, interest rate on green finance is lower than the interest rate on the general import of general machinery too. And the government is also, and the corporate house is also trying to encourage green productivity in the process of industry too. And the business model corporate house are developing, incorporating the changes that minimizes the environmental impact on the society too. Annual development program has included the environmental appraisal. That is the machinery, the project which are very good for the environment are encouraged to be implemented. And then accounting and disclosure practices, they just ask the company to come out with the sustainable development report, so that what exactly the corporate firm has done in the last year, whether they have taken risk, whether they're subject to environmental risk, whether they have done something very good for minimizing the environmental risk, these are required to be reported. So all these programs are talking about the importance of accomplishing sustainable goal, minimizing the environmental risk, minimizing the risks on the society too, and not this is the case not only in Bangladesh but also of the world too. So with the expectation of achieving global goal by 2030, in return a very peaceful environment for the planet and for the people we are living on. I'm just I thank all of you, and now and with this expectation for the best of this symposium, I conclude my deliberation. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights and taking out the time to empower the youth. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you. Thanks.
Now we would like to introduce the guest of honor, Dr. L. Jibon Kumar Sharma. Dr. Sharma worked at Triveni Engineering Corporation, CAD division for a year after completing his Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science, and pursued Master of Business Administration from BHU and joined ICI as manager for 6 months. Subsequently, he joined MIMS, Manipur University in 1995. He has done his PhD in FDI, a gateway to globalization in India. He has an Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, for a year undergoing FDP in management. His area of interest is strategic entrepreneurship, especially in social sector, volunteerism, international business and strategy, and communication. He has a brilliant academic background and good exposure in many areas. He has published in many international journals and presented papers as keynote speakers in international seminars and conferences. He likes yoga, physical exercise, and running, and believes in a healthy mind, body, and spirit. Gibbon Sir is friendly and has many friends. He has appointed Warden of American Citizen in the Manipur region by the Consulate General of the United States of America, American Citizen Services Unit, through signing a memorandum of understanding with the Vice Consul on July 10, 2013. He is a founder member of Global Network, Knowledge Exchange Network. So far, members from Asia, Europe, North America, and Australia have joined the Global Network. He is at present coordinator of international relations and affairs of Manipur University. One of the main objectives is to explore opportunities of linkages and strengthen relations with institutes and universities outside the country. Gibbon Sir has facilitated in establishing strong linkages with Surendra Rajabhat University, Thailand, and Manipur University, India, and also with other universities, especially in the ASEAN region, in his official as well as personal capacity. Dr. Sharma is advisor of Dynamic Manipur, a non-profit and global network organization right from the inception. Further, he is advisor of Manipur Chamber of Commerce and Industries. At present, during this pandemic, he is involved in the purchasing and delivering oxygen cylinders to the Manipur government pool as one of the conveners of Care for Manipur, an association of donors and people dedicated in service of people affected by the pandemic. A very warm welcome, sir. Over to you.
Thank you for the introduction. And thank you, Dr. Neelam Panchal, for giving this opportunity. And also, to tell you frankly, I was very happy to see the anthem and also the tour of the university, the campus, and also the alumni. You have the Prime Minister as the alumni, and that's great. and also that Vice Chancellor Sir is there, and also all the learned delegates are there, and also our friend Zahar Saab has elaborated a lot about these goals and also sustainable development. So that makes my job very easy. So it is also I'm my thankfulness will be such that it will take a long time, because I feel so thankful and also feeling that abundance and full of gratitude the way you have organized this program. And I especially like what I like about this program is that it is directed towards the youth, and you are empowering the students to communicate and also to present. That is fantastic. I was telling the faculty members that why don't the students organize conferences and seminars, let them be empowered. It's too much for us, going, again, so many seminars and all that. But really, great job. And now I'll make it very simple. I will see this sustainable development from the other perspective, from a different angle. So now I heard a lot about sustainability, and sustainability, this term in the 1980s. And that was to do with the lake in Manipur. Azhar Saab and Dr. Neelam must have visited Loktak Lake, There was a time about how to save this lake. So I heard a lot about sustainability. That was in the 1980s time. And I really like this word, because you see in the northeastern region, especially in Manipur also, people start so many things. There are so many startups, but the idea of how long it should sustain, and that idea I liked. So then again, around 2010, the later part, 2010, around 2010, 11, 12, like that time we heard a lot about sustainable development, especially in Southeast Asian countries. And some of our friends, they invited me, and I had to deliver a keynote address in the Thailand University there, and that was to do with sustainable development. So now, sustainable development, let me share with you some experience, the way I see sustainable development in my place also. Now, see, as we all know that there are three pillars in sustainable development. One is the economic, one pillar, the other one is the social, and the third one is the environment. Okay, these three things are very, very essential. We have to look at development from these three angles. But let us analyze these three things. Suppose there are so many indicators of economy. That is what I observe. See, if people ask at what rate India is growing, many people can answer. What is the per capita of India? People can answer. What is the growth of GDP, GNP? Even China's also people can answer. But there are hardly any indicator for social development and also environment development. They are there, of course, but we don't know much about them. Like, say, for example, in education, we are concerned about our studies and marks and all that. That is why, yes, we are concerned about the marks, we are concerned about the studies, we are concerned about the, the performance, That is why, there is the indicator for that. I believe you can hear me. Is it audible?
Yes, sir. All well.
Okay,
Everything fine.
Okay, fine. Everything is fine. So that is why we need to develop indicators for the social and also the environment. Okay, that is what I feel. Then the next thing we see is that suppose if you go back to 1970s, back to 1970s, then I find that 1970s was quite a happy type of an era, because I can remember the 1970s era. And then during that time, if you look at Manipur at that time, every household should have a pond. That was in our culture. Every household had a pond. We call it as a pukri in Manipuri. Okay, so each household used to have it, and it was full of greeneries. And we used to, and it is still in our culture that we don't cut trees. We should be very careful about cutting the trees. We used to worship also. I have seen people worshiping trees also. That is their like God. So that is the other thing I saw. And there was this kind of a saying that if you fill up the pond, don't fill up the pond, and it is considered inauspicious. So now, I see sustainable development like this. If we have to really go forward, then we have to relearn what was there earlier, because many good things were said by our elders, and there were good practices already conducted, already practiced by our elders. So we need to we need to claim that again. We have to do that again. That is what I feel. Because you see, at that time, during the 70s, even the early part of 1990s, household used to have this pond. So if you calculate the number of pond, and also if you sum it up, then you'll find that it must be as big as a big lake. So that is why we had a big water body at the time. So now, due course of time, due to the increase of the population and also economic development, people have started constructing houses on these ponds. So now, it's slowly going away. So now you see here, what was that in the 70s? What we had at that time was very much contributing to our sustainable development. Okay, and also we also worship these gods and goddesses. We call them as Umang Lai. Umang Lai means they are the gods and goddesses of the forest. Means you should not cut the trees because this is protected by these gods and goddesses, and you'll find this in many localities. So what our elder generation, what they saw was that the water body and also the forests, they are very important part of our society. That is why they saw to it that it is protected. So then again, here, so this is one of the aspect which I keep thinking that maybe yes, and another thing which I like to mention is that we have been practicing water harvesting. Okay, water harvesting. This is in our culture, but the new kind of houses that we build now don't have this water harvesting provision. But the houses that we had in the 1970s, and also what was the traditional houses that we had at the time, they already have a provision for water harvesting. So water harvesting was in our culture, but the new kind of development that is taking place here, the new kind of houses that we have here, don't have this water harvesting provision. So that is why, if you can imagine that if we just start a movement, or if you just introduce something, simple things like how to harvest water and how to incorporate it in the houses, and that kind of provision, if it is there, and that will retain water also, and also that will serve the household, and they will satiate the water demand of each household. That is what I believe, and I saw some aspect of that in the rural region in Thailand. They have this water harvesting provision. They store the water, and they have harvesting the water. So water harvesting is one aspect that we can think about, in our country. That it's very simple. What is the water requirement of its houses, and how much rainfall is there, and if how much of that is saved. It's very simple. For me, development is not very complicated. It's very simple, very simple. We just have to do very simple thing. Say, for example, pandemic. Let me tell you about pandemic. If the whole, suppose, we have to maintain a distance of about, well, how much? 2 meters, isn't it? If the whole people in the world maintain a distance of 2 meters, and if they live like that for 1 week or 2 weeks, the pandemic would have gone. But we cannot do it. Animals can do it, but human cannot do it. That is one simple thing. And also another aspect which I would like to highlight is that for the development, which I feel very strongly, to bring about development in our country and also in our region, one certain aspect we need to focus, which I feel very strongly, is politeness. Like when we talk, okay, we need to be polite to each other. I feel very strongly about it. I have highlighted in many forums also. The first thing is that we should learn we should speak. We should really encourage the way, politeness in communication, politeness in conversation, politeness in talk. Because nowadays you find that on the television channel, you find that people are shouting at each other. And these are the things watched by the kids, discipline is very important. When we are polite with each other, then we enter into a discussion mode. But if we start arguing, if we are not polite to each other, then many discussions don't take place. I have observed this many a time, that for the last several decades, this is happening. Because when I studied in Delhi, that was in 1980s time, I was in a school in Delhi. We were taught about how to be polite to the teachers, and also amongst our friends, and also how to talk. And this was And I really feel this is very simple, but this is very, very important. Because you see here, if we are not polite to each other, then many a time there's a breakdown in the discussion. Okay, so these are some few things which I would like to highlight. But regarding the the business model, there are several business model that can be explored. Of course, I was taking a keen interest around 2010 about the social entrepreneurship domain, but there is the social enterprise model that is developed in Harvard University and all that. So that can be also examined. But nevertheless, what we need to see is that I think that we are focusing a lot on profitability and also the economic domain. That is what I really feel. Because you see, when any country, when they highlight about their performance, they always talk in terms of per capita and also the economic development, but hardly very few reports about how happy they are. Say, for example, except for few countries like Bhutan, they go by gross happiness index. Okay, and one of the leader which I admire is the late king of Thailand, who died in 2017, King Rama IX. Because what he did was he created many water body in Thailand. And these water bodies are very, very important. He created n number of water bodies, and also he successfully transformed several communities, which were moving towards a wrong direction. I will not like to highlight what happened there, but he intervened a lot there. And what I really liked was the n number of water bodies he created, because he realized that this is very, very important for sustainable development. And my dear friends, I'm especially targeting to the young faculty members. Sorry, not the young faculty members, young students, to the youth. That is, we must protect our water bodies. Conserving water is very, very important, and also we must encourage this water conservation in household. And also, there can be organizations, there can be innovations in this regard, how to save this water. If we can retain this water, it will be a great wealth for the people. And then, lastly, which I would like to supplement here is that this is related to the youth, Now, like we have these three pillars for the sustainable development, like it's for the social, environment, and the economy. And I would like you to encourage these three development for the self also. Okay, one is just like environment, it's just like your physical health, physical, mental, and spiritual health. Please focus on this one aspect. This is health. Okay. The second aspect which I would like you to focus on is just like the second pillar of sustainable development. This is social side. The second thing which I would like you to focus is on positive thinking. Okay, be positive. Okay, practice positive thinking. Check what you are thinking, and this is very, very important, and it's more important because of today's time. Okay, so that is this is the second thing. And the third thing which I would like you to do is, this is related with the economy. Live within your means. Don't be that materialistic. Live within your means. This is the third thing. And also practice abundance, and also be grateful for what you have. Think about, don't think about what you don't have a lot, but think about what you have. If you focus on what you have, more of that will come. I really believe in that. Okay, these three things, please focus. And also for the institutions, for my institutions, from the last 1.5 year, which I like my institution to focus, and also the institution, educational institution can focus is three things again. One is the practice of ethics. Okay, I tell my students that, I want you to practice ethics. Okay, the practice of ethics, number one. And number two is that, health. Health is like, out of 24 hours, at least we should devote 1 hour for our health. Okay, this is the second part. This is the healthy aspect, healthy mind, healthy body. This is the second part, that is the health. And then the third part, which I like to encourage, is the learning orientation. Okay, that is called LO, learning orientation. It's not only about learning, because new things will come. So if a student is oriented towards learning orientation, like that appetite to learn new things, okay, that inquisitiveness, that inquisitive mind, that is, I believe this to be very, very important. So this is it. This is the message which I like to deliver. And really, I'm very thankful to all the organizers, and also all the delegates, and also Dr. Neelam for inviting me, okay, for telling me to be here to participate. Some 3-4 days back, he told me that whether I can be there. Yes, I will try my best to be here. And I would like to congratulate all those who are associated with this youth symposium. Congratulations, you are doing a good job. Please continue. And it's really making a very, very big impact. And I really feel very strongly about this three things: sustainable development. Because, but last day I would like to tell that I really feel in the last time, even in that conference also in Thailand, I pointed out, I asked everyone, that is, when it comes to economy, and everybody, you can tell about China's economy. It had been growing by 10% for the last so many decades. Everybody knows. But when it comes to environment, I think we have to look at the literatures, we have to explore, and we have to learn, okay, we have to see the data, because it's not in our mind. Okay, number two. Number three is about the social happiness, because we always know it as a concept, as a motivation or an engaging or something. But in today's time, in pandemic, in this pandemic time, we realize the importance of happiness, the importance of positive thinking. Okay, this social happiness is very, very important for the organizations. Also, is very simple. First thing is that while they are earning, the second thing is that in what way they are contributing to the environment, and are they making their employee and the customer happy, and what way they are making the society better. These three things only, but it should go along, not only focusing counting the money, profitability and all, but also looking at the other two sides, And what is very important, we as a community, the responsibility is the community. I really believe that. Because when the community become responsible, for example, if you start appreciating those organizations, if you start buying more from those organizations, like who respect the environment and also who takes care of the society, if you start admiring them, many organizations will come. Okay, because they are part of us only. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
We are beholden to you, sir, for sharing your deep knowledge and experience about the sustainable development with the three pillars: health, positive thinking, and live within your means with us. And your words were full of enthusiasm and valuable knowledge. And truly said by you, sir, that politeness and discipline is crucial in conversation. And again, I would like to express my gratitude for empowering the young mind who have joined here. So now we would like to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Vinay Sharma, sir. Dr. Vinay Sharma sir has around 20 years of experience in the areas of marketing, rural marketing, business opportunity development, market development, brand development, and teaching for the past 12 years. Presently, he is working as an associate professor with the Department of Management Studies and at Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, Roorkee, Uttarakhand. He has considerable experience of working with the various organizations in the field of media, information and technology, and social development, along with the having worked with the largest read newspaper of India. Vinay Sharma sir teaches marketing and he is aligned subject at various institutes including IIM Lucknow, wherein he focuses on the globe as unified market with a blue ocean perspective and spiritual orientation for the market development. His association with the several international bodies gives him a regular exposure to the international business scenario and emergence of the world as an integrated market. His areas of interest is also includes poverty elevation and rural market development and technology, wherein he has designed and proposed a specialized model recognized by the name affordability for the poor and profitability for the provider, which has been acknowledged at various platforms and published as a book by VDM Publishing House, Germany, presently marketed in USA and UK. Further, he has contributed an appendix on rural marketing in the 13th edition of Philip Kotler Principles of Marketing. He's an associate professor, he's an associate and member of the founding group of the Network of Asia Pacific Schools, an institute of public administration and governance constituted by Asian Development Bank in December 2004 and member of editorial board of the Journal of Network of Asia Pacific School, an institute of public administration and governance called Journal of Administration and Governance. He has been founding HOD of the Department of Management Studies on the institution at Lucknow and also has been Associate Dean of the College of Management and Economic Studies of the University of Petroleum and Energy Studies at Dehradun, where he was also the member of the prestigious Academic Council of the university, has worked with IMT Ghaziabad as a associate professor and as a dean academic with IILM Lucknow. He has published and presented around 110 papers and chair sessions at national and international platforms, especially in his area of interest, which includes a paper presentation at conference organized by United Nations University Wider, Helsinki, Finland. He has developed and published 16 case studies based on primary research and has conducted more than 100 workshops, seminars, faculty development programs, and management development programs. He has edited an internationally circulated journal and is a member of editorial board of the Gurukul Business Review and Chinese Public Administration Review, and he is also a member of academic and advisory council and board of governance of prestigious institution. Presently, his engagement includes his contribution as an executive committee member of Intellectual Proprietary Property Right Chair at IIT Roorkee and working group members of the Ganga River Basin Management Plan, a Pan IIT project. Recently published a book called Master Speak on Management Education with the Bloomsbury, India. Over to you, sir, and pleased to have you as a chief guest in the 7th International Youth Symposium. Stage is all yours, sir. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Welcome you.
Thank you, Ashvi. Thank you so much. Uh, and very good afternoon to everyone present here. Uh, Thanks to Dr. Panchal for inviting me to this important event. And I'm really thankful to the preceding speakers for highlighting very pertinent points and putting those in a very simple and wonderful manner. And I have learned so many things today while listening to the preceding speakers. So it's an August gathering, and the most important element is that youth has to take everything forward. So that should be the point of concentration, and I am very appreciative of the fact that it has been done very nicely by your university and this group during this event. So, and I apologize that I could not accept joining the preceding day. So, so please forgive me for that. Uh, you see, there are very important elements which are being discussed. I will be sharing few practical experiences which we have also tried to do, and some learning which I have got in due course of time. Uh, Definitely, credit goes to the people who have been pursuing it at a very larger level. So, I've been fortunate enough to be associated with such people. But as far as youth goes, and Professor Zahur and Professor Sharma, they have already highlighted that. I strongly suggest our youth, our young generation, to focus upon a global outlook and regional orientation, to focus upon things which matter around you, to focus upon how you will be able to make a difference in the livelihood generation around you, in developing the health parameters around you, and contributing in educational upliftment around you. Because education is all about that. So, for that, we have to find ways and means through which we can sustain our livelihood and contribute in the sustainability of the environment, lives of people, and uplifting their education. Now, that can be done, uh, through several means, but integrating acumen and looking around at the natural resources which can be used in consonance with nature, with the permission of nature, with the support of nature, and then developing value chains so that we can have, let's say, low cost energy at household level. We have water stability, as Professor Sharma highlighted, it's a very important point. And we also can think of developing parameters to be reported in measurable terms, as Professor Zahur has said, which is very, very important actually. Until unless we are able to measure and express that in financial and accounting terms, we won't be able to follow that basically. And as Professor Sharma was saying, that it's very simple. Yes, it is. Yes, yes. We have to just focus on that. It's very important actually. So that is the larger perspective which I want to extend to the youth. Now I will be sharing with you few experiments which we have done in due course of time, and that will give you a glimpse. That will have a glimpse of entrepreneurship, revenue generation, livelihood generation, sustainability of environment, upliftment of other parameters which can be redirected towards the upliftment of health and education in surrounding areas. First, I would like to highlight an experiment which we did in Himalayas. And yes, before I go for that, one thing which youth should do, which I also tried to do when I was trying to begin my journey after my education got completed, that define some important keywords for yourself, meaning thereby that how would you like to express your journey of life from now until later on. For example, when I left corporate world and joined academics and reached IIT Roorkee, and then initiated a journey of contributing there as an academician. So somehow I thought of that, my desire came up as that I should be contributing in the environment, sustainability, livelihood of people with reference to. I'm not, I'm all for everyone basically, but then I realized that my heart goes to Himalayas, forests, and Ganga, the rivers. And then I framed these three words as the key words for my life: Jal, Jangal, Himalaya. So, rivers, forest, and Himalaya. And because I am a professor of strategy and market development, so I directed an entrepreneurial perspective towards that. I thought that, you see, awareness generation is one, but to associate youth, especially local youth, I should be giving them, or let's say equipping them with the prospect of earning livelihood. So I started focusing on, bureaucracy, entrepreneurial people, how we all can come together. And it's a long story, but I'll give you the major part of that. That we started focusing upon forest bioresidue, and especially pine needles. In northwestern Himalayas, we have millions of tons of pine needles, uh, getting shed by pine trees every year. So we realized that this is a huge source of energy, and if we can do something about this. So several efforts have already been made, and people have been working so hard, organizations are there. But then we focus upon two things: that one, how to involve youth and communities with this effort, how to give them a sustainable livelihood. And we knew that there is an operational and transportation problem associated with, as far as bringing pine needles downside, and then converting them into whichever way. So we developed a low cost mechanical technology, a very simple mechanical machine. And then this process took us almost 10 years, but the major part took us 2 years or so, wherein we designed the machine, developed the machine. It took us 2 years, and that implementation. But involving people, when I used to go to Himalayas and forests and met people several times and so on, it took me almost 8, 10 years, along with several important members of our team. So, but then within those 2 years, we requested Ministry of Environment and Forests, Government of India, to support us through funding. And then they gave us a pilot project. We developed this technology, got this machine, manual machine, manufactured, and deployed it in 15 numbers in two villages in Kumaon region of Uttarakhand, involved people in that. And then they started bringing in pine needles from surrounding areas. We used to cut those into small pieces and convert those into briquettes. And those briquettes, in compressed form, they have high energy levels, intensity, heat intensity. Calorific value is very high. It is higher than coal even, and carbon emissions are low. It's a low cost fuel which is now marketed, which is being used by people, and that simple process has now a capacity of generating 15, 20,000 rupees per household per month throughout the year, through pine needles and some other innovations which have been done in product development through forest bioresidue only, which is a waste basically. Definitely, Ministry of Environment and Forests, Indian Institute of Technology, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun, Government of Uttarakhand, Forest Department of Uttarakhand, uh, you know, uh, people from bureaucracy, bureaucrats, academicians, several people came forward to support this. And then now it's a project which is called to be, successful in its initial stages, and listed as success stories on the website of National Mission for Himalayan Studies. That has been proven as a that at pilot level it is now fine, and we can go ahead with an expansion. And happily, I want to tell you that Government of Jammu and Kashmir, Department of Forests, the Principal Chief Conservator of Forests, he invited us on 5th of January this year only, and we have initiated the same project in Jammu and Kashmir as well. So they have launched that. We have deployed one machine to start with, and we would be deploying another 10, 12 machines in a very short span of time. And so many people are getting associated with that. And youth is very happy because at their doorsteps, they have a source of livelihood. They would be earning a sustained livelihood of 15, 20, 25, 30,000 rupees a month throughout the year, despite of seasonal changes which they face during rains and winters and so on. And then that, thing can propel new product development, and again the value chain would get strengthened, which definitely is saving time on the parts of women who were engaged in collecting forest wood and those kind of tasks. And now they are better equipped for sharing that time with their children, supporting them. For enabling this whole value chain, we have provided smartphones to the beneficiaries, low cost smartphones, and developed a mobile application at IIT Roorkee. Along, my colleague has done that, and that application, they enter that what they are doing, how many briquettes they have uh, produced, so that the whole market knows that these many briquettes are available at this location. But the same smartphone is now being used for several other things, for getting connected to the world, for education and those kind of things. Children are using it for daytime, schooling and so on. And see, the whole lot of a value chain is getting developed. I feel very happy to share with you that by God's grace, if everything goes well, we would be able to deploy hundreds of machines in next 2, 3, 4 years in Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand and so on, because millions of tons of pine needles are there. And my target is that we should be engaging 15, 20,000 people in next 4, 5 years in this program. At this stage, we have engaged almost 300 people. So this is one experiment which we have done, and this is actually developing a very sequential value chain for so many things. Even large factories have told us that if we can produce at a larger level, they would be running plants through that source of energy. So, for example, sugar industry has asked for briquettes, and they will be sparing bagasse, which would be given to paper industry. So, whole lot of a value chain would be there, and there would be lesser cutting of trees, or even if trees are not being cut, then lesser utilization of wood, should I say. So that is how one experiment. Then other experiment we did in Uttarkashi. Uttarkashi is known, it's on the way when Ganges come down. So there we installed a very small unit, again with the help of Government of India, Department of Biotechnology, who funded this project, a small project, wherein we installed few integrated machines. We went there, we talked to people, what do they do, what kind of things they grow. They said that we grow, several, forest-based plants, and we process them. So turmeric, for example, and those kind of things. But they talked about several kinds of problems which they are facing. For example, it gets wet, and then it is unsaleable because of those kind of things. The processing is difficult. It's a manual processing and so on. So we put up very small integrated unit, basically dryers, ovens, grinders, crushers, packaging machines, and so on. And we converted into a community kind of a project. I'm very happy to share with you that we have associated almost 500 people with this project. uh, Almost 2,000 kilos of farm produce is being grown, and that is being processed in that unit. And we have developed a website for that. We are developing web portal for its sales. And staying in their homes, those women, they have started earning good now, basically. You see, which a produce which was almost waste for them, now they have started actually earning 15, 20, 25, 30,000 rupees every month. When I go to these places, all these women, they lovingly embrace me like brother, and their sons, elderly women, they call me son, and they passionately, offer tea and very good food to me. So they love sharing how enabled and happy they feel. So these are two small examples. We are doing several other things on this account, and we are expanding it like at a very fast pace. So these are two things which we have focused upon. These are two examples which I wanted to share with you in terms of environmental sustainability, livelihood sustainability, and then focusing through this. Why? Because they, if they are enabled for livelihood, they will start focusing upon education of their children and health. So whole of the system, it's integrated. One last thing which I want to share with you, it's very important, and especially in terms of reporting procedures and acknowledging the value of environment. Government of Uttarakhand probably is the first state in India which has officially adopted GEP as a measure, gross environment product. It is promoted by Dr. Anil Prakash Joshi ji, Padma Bhushan. He's a great environmentalist, and I'm very fortunate to have been blessed by him several times. And he has, elated me on several subject areas, and I've been learning from him. So, Dr. Joshi ji has promoted GEP. Government of Uttarakhand has been very proactive. Mr. Anand Vardhan, an IS officer in Government of Uttarakhand, has been very proactive in taking it further. And now they have officially declared it. Now, Niri, Pune, they are actually uh, working on developing a measure on how to measure this. So they are developing, some sort of an algorithm. We are also participating there. University of Petroleum Energy Studies, Dehradun, their economics department, they are working on that. So now they are focusing upon how this algorithm would work and how this measure would give us an account of how we are looking at our environment. So probably very soon, Government of Uttarakhand would be declaring gross environment product in front of everyone. Thanks to Dr. Joshi ji and everyone who is involved in that. So these are two, three things which I wanted to share with you, and I want and I wish that youth should start thinking in terms of regional development, focusing upon. And if you'll start looking at that, this will start coming up. So with these words, I'm so sorry that I have taken some extra time for demonstrating this. But and then with these words, I once again am very thankful for you, to you that you have invited me and gave me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for influential message on various type of sustainability and enlightening us. We are charmed by your findings, experience, and thoughts, and the project that you have undertaken are truly inspiring for us. And we are hoping that you got a great success as you wish and way it could be turned out. And we are indebted for your presence. And thank you so much once again. And moving forward to the results and distribution of the awards, I would like to I would like to request Dr. Neelam Panchal, ma'am, to carry forward the prize distribution ceremony.
Thank you so much. First of all the dignitaries over the dais and all the friends who have joined over here, and all the people who have joined virtually over here. And I'm very sure that the participants who have presented their paper and submitted their paper, they are all awaiting for the most awaited time, and that is the results. So what we decided was, in each track we would be given three prizes. So in totality, we had more than 150 papers and presenters, and they were divided into 5 different tracks. The sixth track was of the cultural evening. So in totality, we were having 6 tracks. Out of that, we have 3 winners in each track, and I'm going to announce the name shortly. So, friends, the first track was more on the management side, and the judges were Dr. Kinjal Desai and Dr. Sunendra. And the third prize of the same goes to, I mean, there is a tie. So there are 2 papers for which the prize is going on. So the third prize goes to examining the emerging nature and trends of agriculture in the state of Odisha, an inter-regional analysis in Odisha by Murari Behra and Professor Sarita Agrawal. They are from Central University of Gujarat, Gandhinagar. Congratulations to Murari ji and Professor Sarita. Well done. It was a wonderful insight from your side, and our judges have given a very good comments for you. The third prize equally goes to Miss Snehal Shah and team for her paper on the fintech and India. And she is a scholar and from the Gujarat University. The third prize goes to Snehal Shah. Congratulations, Snehal and team. The second prize in the first track goes to the impact of mergers and acquisitions on human resource management practices, a study of selected organizations in India. And the prize goes to the team of Vallabh Vidyanagar SP University, Professor Vilas Kulkarni, Shraddha, and the team members. Congratulations to you. Track 1, first prize goes to impact of digital content marketing on purchase intentions for the online shopping post COVID-19 pandemic. And that is going to Dr. Twinkle Trivedi. Dr. Twinkle Trivedi, you have done a wonderful job, and the way you presented the paper, it was so fantastic, and there were very, very good comments from your side, and she's from SLIBM. So congratulations to you, ma'am, and congratulations to the team members and to the institute also. Track number 2. The judges were Dr. Mamta Brahmbhatt and Dr. Vilas Kulkarni. The third prize goes to the COVID-19 pandemic and the stock market performance evidence from India, Mr. Ajay Pethanji and team. Congratulations to you. The second prize goes to measuring an impact of green marketing on consumer buying behavior and brand image and empirical evidence. It goes to Viresh Budhanwala, Dr. Suraj, and Dr. Maurvi from Ganpat University. Congratulations to you. The first prize in second track goes to the role of external eating, emotional eating, food addiction, hygiene, sensory aspects, and ambience on purchase decision. The prize goes to SP University, Dr. Hitesh Parmar and Vidita Sinha. Fantastic presentation for you also. There are brilliant comments. Keep it up. Thank you for participation. So congratulations to the winners of track 2. Moving forward to track 3, the judges were Professor P.K. Jugan and Dr. Bijal Javeri. The third prize goes to Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. A wonderful thought process, wonderful slides, and a wonderful presentation. These are the comments from the judges. So, National Mission for Sustainability Agriculture, an empirical study. The prize goes to Himanshi Prajapati and team from Gujarat University. The second prize goes to Efficacy of Webinars as an innovative tool for gaining learning experience during COVID-19 pandemic by Dr. Geeta Nema and Dr. Kavita Kasliwal. And they are from the International Institute of Professional Studies, Devi Ahalya University, Indore. Congratulations, Dr. Geeta and Dr. Kavita. It was a wonderful presentation and insights, and really you have done a wonderful study also, as I'm telling on the basis of the comments of the, what we can say, our judges. The first prize in track 3 goes to an analytical study on efficiency of e-banking services in respect of customer satisfaction, Mr. Mehul J. Mistry from FMS Charusat University. Congratulations to you, Mr. Mehul. I remember last time also you have won the award from your side. So you are consistent and persistent in developing the papers, doing the research, and that too specifically contributing in the sustainable development goals. Congratulations. Friends, track 4, it was for the students presentation, and here all the students from different parts of the India, they tried to present their thought process on the sustainable development goals, so the real youth we can see. So track 4 was headed by Dr. Kunal Soni and Dr. Jay Desai. They were the judges, and the third prize goes to business performance, corporate finance, stock market, and financial services in pandemic. So in the pandemic times, how financial sector and what is the performance of the businesses, that thought process has been given, and what are the actions to be taken that has been mentioned over here. This is on the basis of the comments of the judges. So Dwani Govani and Janvi Parab from Gujarat University. Congratulations to Dwani and Janvi. The second prize goes to a study on sustainable fashion, a different, totally different insights and a different topic and different way of presentation. I mean, it was a fashionable way of presentation, I would say. So, study on sustainable fashion by Dia Chauhan and Priyanshu Ratandaria. They are our own students, Department of Public Policy and Governance, Gujarat University. And the first prize goes to How New Normal is Shaping the Future of HR by Payal Lotani and Priyanshi Joshi. Congratulations to you, Payal and Priyanshi. They are from Gujarat University. Congratulations to you. Wonderful job. Students, the program is for youth and you are the power of the nation. Very happy to see the contributions from your side and all the participants who have joined. So winning is one part, but presenting, taking an initiative and being a part of the program, giving your own thought process toward the contribution of the United Nations goals, that is very, very important job. And that is what the way you have contributed. So congratulations. Track 5 was headed by Professor Kishorjit and Dr. Ankita Katheria. This track was a different in a way that all type of poster presentations from the academicians and from the students were happened in this presentation. And some of the posters, I could not show it over here, but then it was so wonderful. I don't know, IT team, in case if you have posters, you can show. But then it was so wonderful posters. And the third prize went to Environment, Climate Change and Global Warming and How to Save It by Dodia Nidiba Ashok Singh and Utsav Singla. Congratulations to you. The second prize goes to COVID-19 and Finance, Impact on Financial Sector and Centers by Forum Doshi and Sanket Vikaria from Department of Public Policy and Governance, Gujarat University. Congratulations. Very happy to see that even my own students are also getting the prizes. But we are very, very neutral over here because I'm not in part of judges. They are all external faculty. So very happy for you students. The first prize goes to Sustainable Development Goals and the Way Forward by Yashika Voria. Yashika has done a wonderful job, and I remember her poster because I was going in all the tracks that point of time. So congratulations to all the winners over here, all the contributors, the certificates for the winning and the other certificates that will reach to you today itself, tonight itself. Our volunteer teams are working on that. And all of the contributors who have made this event successful, I'm heartily thankful to them, and I'm giving my heartfelt congratulations, because without participation of you, this event would not have been possible to take place in this stage. So in addition, I would, Ashwi, yeah, so thank you so much once again for this prize distribution announcement. And I would like to say everyone that those who are still in the process of contributing the papers, there are 2-3 authors that they have said that we are in process and we are about to submit. So just submit your papers so that it can go in publication as per the review committee. So let me announce that there are so many papers as in the inauguration function itself. We have shown there are 3 books. So your papers are going in the 3 different books having a different titles on the sustainable development goals. And the selected papers by the review committee is going in the UGC Care Journal also. Some papers has gone in the Scopus Index Journal also. There is no paper that has been selected by ABDC Journal for your information. So this is what the scenario is in case of the prizes. The certificates and all will be received by you very, very shortly. Thank you so much for your participation. In addition, I would like to present vote of thanks. Ashwi, if there is anything in agenda, you can bring to my notice. Otherwise, I would be thankful to all the dignitaries. Right. Thank you. So, thank you, Professor Vinay Sharma, Dr. Mahmoud Zahoor, Dr. Ellen Zibon Sharma, and all the dignitaries throughout this consistent 2 days International Youth Symposium. In fact, we are heartily thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Honorable Registrar Sir, and Honorable Director of the BK School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University. In addition, we are very, very thankful to Professor Rajeshwari Narendran, Professor Nitesh Bhatt, and Professor Sushant Sharma for contributing in the plenary session as a plenary speaker, having a wonderful insights. We have very good personalities in the 17 sustainable goals. All are so giving a crispy and wonderful insights that the session went on and on and on, and parallelly we started the valedictory session. So it was a session where I was moderating, and I never could not say anyone that can you cut short, because it was so fabulous and so grateful insights on each goal, all the 17 goals, each goal that has been presented by all the speakers so wonderfully, so nicely, so crispy, and so what we can say with the important insights of what to do next for achieving the sustainable development goals. I'm very happy, I'm very thankful and grateful to all the 17 guests who have come and who have joined with us and who have tried to contribute a lot from the perspective of the achieving sustainable development goals, policy, and business intervention. I'm thankful to Denovo Rashmi Bhargava, CEO from Denovo Consulting. I'm thankful to Dr. Ankit Katrodia from South Africa. I'm thankful to Professor Rakesh Rawal from Gujarat University, Professor Samir Pingle, Associate Dean, NMIMS Indore. I'm thankful to Dr. Radha Sharma, being one of the panel speaker from NDIM. I'm thankful to Preksha Pandyaji, ex-head HR, Narmada Clean Tech. We are very thankful to Dr. Trilok Sharma, administrator and corporate trainer. We are thankful to Dr. Subramaniam, alumni IIM Ahmedabad. We're thankful to Ms. Jayashri Katkar, Vice President HR from Deepak Fertilizer. We are heartily thankful to Dr. Dabas, International Corporate Trainer, and Jindal Steel Trading. We are thankful to Dr. Anita Chauhan, Director at Kota Gyanwar Education Society, Rajasthan. We are grateful to Dr. Manish Singh, CEO, Reddick Business Consultancy, and the Chairman, ISTU Ahmedabad, and Honorary Secretary also for the Training and Development Division. Mr. Akshit Jain, Director at Annapakshi Craft Sources Private Limited. We are thankful to you. Dr. Gaurang Siddhav, Assistant Professor at Department of Zoology, Gujarat University. We are very heartful, thankful to you because you spoke very well on the life below water. Professor Bharat Maitrey, who delivered a talk on life on land from Gujarat University. Lieutenant Colonel Lamba, Director Parivartan, who has given a thought on peace and justice, strong institutions, and Sudhanshu Jangir, Director Institute of Indian Institute of Sustainability. He delivered a thought on partnership to achieve the goal. So these are the 17 speakers who spoke on different 17 sustainable development goals. In addition, I'm heartily grateful to all the judges who have evaluated and who have tried to get the crux out of the presentations that has made yesterday. We are heartily thankful to Dr. Sushil Kumar Pant from Nepal for joining as a plenary speaker. We are also thankful to our chief guest of the inauguration function, Mr. Tomio Isogai, Director Kansai Japan, India Cultural Society, Kobe, Japan, and a senior advisor of India Japan Business Desk. We are also grateful to Major General Preetham Bisnoyji, retired advisor, Defense and Strategic Affairs, Broadcast Engineering Consultant India Limited, Information and Broadcasting Ministry of India. We are heartily thankful to Dr. Puran Chandra Pandey, Member of Board of Trustee, UN World Food Program Trust, Resident Representative at Climate Scorecard, Milton, US, and in nutshell, I'm very, very thankful to all the authorities of the Gujarat University, without the support of which this program would not have been possible. I'm grateful to all the volunteers, the student team, specifically the anchoring team, the publication team, the media team. I might not remember all the teams, but yes, without you, without all of you, the designing team, the certification team, the what else? Actually, you can remind me the teams that are working behind the show, because this show would not have been possible without them. I'm grateful to all the faculty members.
Newsletter committees also. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teams, committees that we have formed. When we started with the program, we form a committee like track committee, certificate committee, and coordination committee, communication committee, and anchoring committee, and this and that. So there are a lot of committees, and pardon me if I have missed any committee, but I congratulate all of you, and I'm thankful to all of you. I'm thankful to all the faculty members and the staff members of Department of Public Policy and Governance, and also in totality, BK School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University. So across the globe, those who are with us across the nation, those who are connected with us right now also on this link and on the others link, and in future also they will stay connected with us. So we are really grateful to all of you and thankful to you. Over to you, Ashwi. Thank you once again. And we will go for the national anthem. IT team.
Yes.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you everybody once again.
Yeah, a big thanks to you, ma'am, and namaste everyone, and have a blossoming day ahead, and signing off with the hope that we'll meet in future. Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you everyone.